I used to deal with depression. I used to deal with a lot of internal problems that I thought time would heal. I thought money would heal. I thought better relationships with people would heal. And they all have a place in it. But let me tell you this, man. Oh my goodness, the game gets so much better. It gets so much better the older that you get, especially as a man. And in this video, I'm going to be going over some key concepts that I have learned because I'm 29 years old right now, about to be 30 coming this year, 2025, baby. We're coming with a different type of energy. We're coming with the OBS studio. We're coming with the YouTube long form. We made 1 million followers last year. We're going to try and recreate it this year with YouTube. Will we do it? Let's go ahead and see. But I want to tell you guys this. I used to feel so sad, so angry, so frustrated, so depressed inside, and I just didn't know what the culprit was, why it was. And then I started to really just understand my own patterns as a human being and understand my own patterns as a magnet of nature. And one thing that you guys are going to learn as you get older, and I want to just preface this right now, I've lost friends in the past. I've lost people to car accidents, I've lost people to unaliving, I've lost people to a lot of different situations. And I can tell you this, you being alive right now watching this YouTube video is exactly where you need to be. And I'm so excited to have you here, buddy, because you're going to learn something in this video. It gets so much better. Life gets so much better the older that you get, especially as a man, because there's like some tipping scales, especially in dating. Like, this is a dating channel, just general life and, like male development channel. But in the dating sense specifically, man, does it get so much better after 30, dude. Man, does it get so much better because your finances get better, your understanding of your patterns get better, and then you have more leverage inside of the dating game. So I want you guys to think of it like a video game where women, and no knock on them, this is just the game that we play. Women get into the game with an earlier class. It's more of like an in-game early sweeper. And once you go ahead and get through the game to level 30 and then onwards, the scales of favor start to tip in the side of the men. But that's the biggest thing. It's like, I think my 20s were probably going to be my worst years. Not because of just the game itself, because of my actions. I want to take personal responsibility for everything that I was as a man, and like the things that I didn't do and the things that I should have done. But that's neither here nor there. But what I want to let you guys know is, like, now that I'm 29, getting older, understanding better and better the human dynamics, especially in self. Oh my goodness, baby, I'm not looking back. It gets so much better. And you'd probably be thinking like, oh, Tristan, you've always got girls and you've always, been so happy and like the most positive guy in the room. I'll tell you right now, sometimes the most positive people in the room are the saddest, because they have to put up such a front. Because I know if I'm sad, there's going to be a lot of other people sad along with me. So I can't always show it, or choose not to show it. And we got to be careful with our words. We have to be absolutely careful with our words, because when we say can't, we really mean choosing not to or deciding not to, because can't is a physical or a mental limitation. Like, you can't even say that you can't fly. Like, I could get up in a plane and I can fly. There's very few things that human beings cannot do. So being very careful with our wording. And I want you also understand that the older that you get, the more that you understand psychology of yourself and then other people. So less people, like, you get scammed a couple times, you get burnt a couple times by some women play some games with you a couple times, and then you see that, and then when it's not the first time, not the second time, not the third time seeing it, you call it out a lot sooner. I think that's the biggest thing that comes with becoming older as a man and like growing inside of your dating career, is that you just don't deal with the games anymore. And it's such a beautiful feeling to call somebody out. Like, I'll give you guys a story right now. I was a client in Bali, and by the way, we're in Bali right now, baby. Life is good. I'm living in Bali. We're outside, baby. We're outside. So I was with my client in Bali in June, and we went to a club called Vault. And Vault is like this underground club. And we get a table, we get a section, and there's 2 cute Indonesian girls that are there, because Bali's in Indonesia. And I call them over, my girl and I start talking, and I'm kind of feeling her, but I'm really just there for my client. I'm really trying to play the game for my client so he can get some. And this time I was dating my ex-girlfriend at the time, and like I'm just really like playing the game here so that my friend can get some play. And he and her are going back and forth. They're talking, they're drinking a little bit, they're having a good time. And then me and the girl that I have, I just remember her being 18 or 19, some super young age. like an age where you haven't been told no a bunch of times. And it's like, especially if you're young and you're really cute, you're used to getting everything that you want. And I don't remember exactly what it is that she said, but I remember just looking at this girl and saying, hey, this is not how it's going to go here. You're not going to have your way in this way, this way, and this way. And your attitude is not going to happen here. So if you want to get your friend and you can leave, you can go ahead. You have no restraints on doing so, but you have not been told no before. And the older that you get, you're going to be coming into a rude awakening as a woman, as a soul, as a human being, because there's going to be guys like me that are used to beautiful women, and they're not, so distracted by your beauty that they won't call you out on your absolute nonsense. And I remember her just sitting down like, whoa, this has never happened before. Her dad had some money. She came from a school. I don't know the exact situation, but I remember just watching her whole entire energy change. And I remember thinking back to a time where I would have accepted that behavior, where I would have been like, okay with oh, she's a cute girl, I'm going to go ahead and take this abuse from her. And then it was just like, no, buddy, that's not happening whatsoever. So you're going to find more and more situations like that. And it's the inverse for women, that when they can get away with it less and they get burnt a couple times, they become smarter. And especially in their 30s, they get smarter. I feel like in my last maybe 15-20 hookups, the sweet spot has been like 22 to 28, because inside of that sweet spot, that range right there, it's like they're old enough to know that there's a game being played, but they're not so old that they've made the same mistakes over and over and over again, where now they're jaded and they have a type of kind of like, oh, this again energy. Like with women that get into their 30s, I find that they've been burnt a couple times, they've been hurt a couple times, and with that, being said and that happening, it gives them an energy of like, oh, I don't want to hook up with this guy because, I know what it leads to, and there's no knock on them. You do you, baby girl. You do you, absolutely. But for me, man, I like to have sex. I like to play the game how I like to play the game, especially if I'm financing it. If I'm financing and evening out, like we're going out together, baby girl, listen, it's gonna be my agenda. And with age, you get to have this. You get to step into this, and especially like you come into the situation where you're paying for something, you're paying for an evening out, you're paying for a trip, you're paying for an experience. It's gonna go how you want to go, and you're not gonna force anybody to stay in the situation with you like that. But just you don't take the nonsense. I remember when I was in Brazil, I went on a bender in Brazil. I went on a sex bender in Brazil. And I was bringing girls out to Bucios from Rio. And this one girl that I brought, she was mid-20s, smoke show. She was smoking hot. Nice set of things on her, like just all around. It was fun. And the sex that we had was amazing. But I told her at the beginning of the trip, I'm going to be having other girls come out too. It's going to be multiple girls. I'm paying for the entire experience. You're going to be on board with this or you're going to leave. So we hook up, and then the girl number 2 comes later in the night. I put her on the bus. And the energy of this girl number 1 just completely changes. She's trying to get the most that she can out of the situation. She's not giving me the attention or the affection that I told her that I was bringing her for. Like I told you, baby girl, I'm bringing you for affection. I'm bringing you for physical touch. I'm bringing you for intimacy. If you can't provide that, you are going to be on the first bus home. So a night goes by. Like after the girl comes, she's completely shut off. And I talked to her in the morning. I'm like, hey, I like you. I think your energy's good. But what we're not going to be doing is this, like, you receding your energy from me when I'm out here paying for this entire experience for you. And she said, all right, no, don't worry about it. Let's go to the beach. You go to the beach, same thing. I'm like, all right, cool. No worries. You're on the first bus home. We're just going to get you home. I call early from the beach. We're not buying her any more drinks. And you can say, oh, Tristan, that's mean, or like that's like from a feminist point of view. Oh, you shouldn't put her in situations. If I'm paying for it, I'm getting my way. And if you don't want to go on the train, you can get on the first bus off. Like, I'm not here to tell you what it is. And the point of this video is to show you that type of confidence, that type of excellence, that type of like demeanor that you keep as a man comes with age, and also comes with, gaining more money and having more like financial status and individual status, and just seeing the patterns of life over and over and over again. And the older that you get, you're going to soon realize that you're not going to be here forever. We're not going to be here forever. There's a slight chance that AI is going to integrate with ourselves, and we're going to be XYZ and infinite. I don't even want that. I want to die. Eventually, I want to pass away. I want to be peace. I want to reintegrate into the earth. Like, my idea of a good death is to to be put in the Pacific Northwest and turn into fungus. Like, just throw my body into a decompost and just like let me be. That's my idea of a good time. But you know, I don't fear it. I accept it. I reach for it. I love it. And I think what happens is you take a certain number of risks over a certain period of time, and you get used to that feeling of like, okay, this is going to happen. This is what it is. And there's going to be another video that I come out with, but we as men, especially in California, that I found, especially in the United States, we fear so much giving people negative emotions. Like, well, instead of telling people exactly what it is that we feel, that we think, and who we are, we kind of like placate the game to trying to appease to their feelings, and we don't say exactly what it is that we want to say, and that's whack. Like, it's so much better just to come out and say exactly what it is that you want to say, and it's so much easier and so much quicker. And at the end of the day, man, you're gonna experience this over time. It's like, you know, when you're in your 20s, you worry about what people are thinking about you. When you're in your 30s, you stop worrying about people thinking about you. When you're in your 50s, you realize that people weren't even thinking about you at all. So I'm going to tell you this one time. Don't do anything crazy in your 20s or in your teen years that you're going to regret in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, because the game gets so much better. You get so much money. You elevate so much. Your mindset becomes so much better. You're so much less afraid of hurting people's feelings, and you can just be yourself. The game gets so much better the older that you become. And there's somebody out there, there's a 17-year-old kid, there's a 27-year-old kid. And when I say 27-year-old kid, you're still a kid, man. Like, I think back to who I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 29 now. And it's like, brother, I changed so much in 3 years, 5 years, 1 year. Like, we gained 1 million followers in 1 year on Instagram doing pickup videos. And now I get to chase my dreams and make YouTube videos, me talking to you. Like, this has been a dream of mine forever. I'm about to get my first YouTube check for $100. Like, bro, that is such a trip. I'm so happy to be able to share this moment with you. But from the bottom of my heart, the game as a man gets so much better. So much better. And I need you. I don't want you. I absolutely need you to get to that past point, especially if you're in your 20s, especially even if you're in your early 30s. Like, the game is not done yet. The game is not that you. I feel 20. I would never say I'm old. I joke with girls and I use it like as a pickup routine. Like, oh yeah, I'm such an old man. They're like the same age as me, a little bit younger, and like, oh my god. And that's like a conversation starter. But like, internally, man, you have so much life left. There's so much left to learn. And the lessons that you've been avoiding are all in books somewhere, or they're in YouTube videos, or they're in life experiences that you've been avoiding. So I wanted to just share this message with you that it gets so much better, baby. And I'm so excited for you to see the journey and to you to grow as a human being, and to watch all of us as human beings grow and excel and become new people. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, man. I drop value like this. I love doing stuff like this. And I'm gonna be doing like pickup breakdowns and all that good stuff. But just want to tell you, the game gets so good, baby. The game gets so good. It gets so good. The game stop. The women respect you more. They can't get over with the same nonsense. Like, heals my soul. Talking about it, it heals my soul, baby. I love you so much. Comment what you learned from this video if you made it to this point. If you made it to this point, comment a prayer hand to know that, like, these hands to know that you made it to this point, and I'll put a mental note that you are a super fan, a super supporter of the channel, and I love you dearly. It's your boy Tristan Social, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Check out these other videos. I love you so much.